In Surah Al-Bayyinah, بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا أُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ حُنَفَاءَ وَيُقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَذَلِكَ دِينُ الْقَيِّمِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Bayyinah, He said He ordered the ibad to worship Him. Mukhlisin. Mukhlisin is sincerity, ya ikhwan. And then comes after that the salah and the zakah. Then we need to stop today in the word of ikhlas. أن تخلص العبادة لله. To be sincere in your worship with Allah and to be sincere in every action. Now the question is, ما هي الأعمال? What's the deed, the action that you're supposed to make ikhlas, sincerity with Allah? Everybody think to be sincere in when you're making salah and reading Quran and siyam. That's what I require to be sincere, because this is ibad. Right? That's the majority do that. That's why when we see you coming in the masjid, you're better than angels. We are like very holy. When we get out, we're enemy. We fight for the dunya. And everybody show the strengths, right? Especially in the competition of rizq, right? But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, every action you do to pleasing Allah, Allah reward you for it, and it's ibadah. Everything that you do to please Allah, it's ibadah. Even feeding your wife a piece of bread in her mouth, Allah will reward you for that. Why is that? Every action make you closer to Allah, hiya ibad. By qawl, by saying or action. What's mean ikhlas? Sincerity. Ikhlas, and this is our topic today. Wake up and let's see this. Let's learn that. To be sincere in your action. In every action you do, every amal you do, لا تريد شيئا إلا رضا الله. You don't need anything except to Allah is pleased with you. لا رياء, no show off. ولا سمعة, popular person, like your reputation. ورفعة, to be rise up. ولا تترقب الناس, and you are not waiting people to praise you and oh, you good job, oh, you mashallah, oh, you did this, you did that. Waiting for that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-An'am, قل إن صلاتي ونسكي ومحياي ومماتي لله رب العالمين لا شريك له وبذلك أمرت وأنا أول المسلمين. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, your salah, nusuk, and everything you do, and your alive and your death, everything for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To stick this idea in your mind, I brought you on a story. Story of a king. And we have a lot of king in our life that you compete with that. وَالْمُلْكِ لِلَّهِ. This king one day he said he's going to build a masjid. And he will put a big sign with his name. And he said in his kingdom, no one dare to pay a penny. This masjid is pure from my pocket. And indeed the masjid was built. Huge. And his sign was huge with his name. And in one night he went to sleep. Then he finds a ru'ya, a vision. And as you know, the prophecy is done by Rasulullah ﷺ except the vision, the clear vision. This is from the prophecy. Then he saw an angel coming to his masjid and erasing this sign and putting a woman name. He wake up and he was so disturbed. And he called his soldier and he said, go to the masjid and make sure that my name is still there. They went and they saw that the sign is still there and his name is there. They came back and to comfort him and tell him, yeah, King, you know, your name is still in the masjid. He get comfortable, but he started to worry. What this ru'ya mean? The second night, the same angel comes in his dream and is erasing the name and putting the same name of this woman. He memorized this name and he wake up and he ordered the soldier to go again to confirm that his name is still there. But in this time, bring this woman, search in the kingdom and find her for me. I'll finish the surah in the next khutbah, inshallah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على المصطفى المبعوث رحمة للعالمين. His soldier went to this house. They find a woman, but they find an old woman. On top of her old woman, she's a poor woman. They drag her from her house and they tell her that the king wants to see you. She shivered. She's standing in front of the king. And he told her, my message was not clear? She said to him, what message? Okay. He said, no one pay anything to this masjid because this masjid is by my name. She said to him, look to me. I'm an old woman. I'm a poor woman. I cannot afford to pay anything. I cannot help to build this masjid. And I know your message clear. Then he said to her, by Allah, I'm asking you, what did you do? She said to him, Wallahi, by Allah, I didn't do anything except one night. I was passing by this masjid, and I find a camel, a ride. The story doesn't tell us it's a camel or a donkey. And he was tied. But he was staring at a big thing. It was water. And he was thirsty. And he cannot reach out to drink water. Then she grabbed it and fed him and gave him water. Then the king realized in this moment that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him a message. That she was clearly intention for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with sharbata ma, with a sip of water. Allah sending an angel saying that this masjid is belong to this woman. And because he want to make his name as a legacy, not because it's a masjid of Allah. Allah said to him and tell him, you deserve to be erased. احسنوا النية. Let's switch our intention. By the way, we know that the gold is more value than the wood. But sometimes when you are drowning, you will throw the gold and you stick in a piece of wood to rise you up from drowning. Then it's not the value and the price of the matter. It's the matter is your intention. Why are you doing that? I'll give you another story that would shake your life like it shake my life. I heard it a long time ago. A man, he was diagnosed with cancer. A disease that spread everywhere in his body. Stage 4. And the doctor said it's over. It went everywhere in your body. And it's a matter of time, a week or 2 weeks, and you're done. This man was rich and very powerful, and he had empire. And his kids is all mashallah, and they're running the empire with him. Leaving the doctor, he couldn't go back home. It is dark, it's raining. He parked his car. And all what he can feel is the darkness and the rain. And he's lost. And he's counting the minutes and the hours. And suddenly, he finds a woman across the street trying to sell her body for money. He couldn't bear to see that. He had a few weeks to live, or maybe 1 week to live. And he said, I'm not capable to imagine if I'm ready to face Allah. And he's seeing a woman, young woman, تظهر بالمعصية, showing the ma'asiyah and selling her body for money. And he is seeking anything for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because he knows he's going to face him soon. He couldn't bear that. He went and talked to the woman and he told her, what brought you to do this action and this sin? She said, Wallahi, this is the first night. I never did it before. This is my first night and I cannot survive. And my 2 kids at home, they have nothing. Nobody can take care of us. He told her, what about if I will secure your life until your kids grow up and they take care of you? Could you quit that? She said, I promise I will never do this again. He said to her, and what guarantee me? She said, Allah is witness. He took her address and tell her to go home. And every month you will get your paycheck to cover every expense and your kids, everything. And he went home, but he knows that the clock is ticking and the time is running. Then he went to his home and he got a paper and he wrote his will in case if his death, this woman received a payment of certain amount for the rest of his life and after his life. And he put this will in the safe. The first months came and he's alive and he went by himself to pay her bill. The second month comes and he's still alive. And the third month, and the next year, and the following year, and the third year, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make him a purpose to live. He forget the sickness. He didn't go to the doctor. He's still alive. He said, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not even going to the doctor. The doctor said, 2 weeks, I'm 5 years, 7 years, 8 years. 10 years, 15 years. And then one night, he went to Fajr, and in sujood, he passed away. His kids was busy with him, burying him, taking care of him. And after 1 week, they had the time. It was in the middle of the month. They sit down to open the safe. And they find his will. And his older son was so mad. It's the middle of the month. And we were supposed to go to this woman to pay her monthly payment every month. In the beginning of the month, he ran to this woman, the young woman. And he knocked on the door. But the door opened and it's not young woman anymore. It's an old woman. And he told her, we apologize that we are late. Here is your payment. She said to him, no, wallahi, 1 week ago, the night that their father passed away, 1 week ago, my 2 sons get the best job and they are financially secure and they are taking care of me right now. Tell your dad, we don't need his help anymore. Let him look to another family. The son was crying and he said, my dad passed away. His mission was over. 1 week, Allah make him live 15 years for the cause of this woman. He changed his intention. He changed his purpose of living. That's why Allah stretched his life and give him strength and remove calamity and hardship and cancer. We are all of us stage 4 cancer. But the problem is, do you have a purpose to live? or you're living for yourself. If you're living for yourself, it's just a matter of time and you're going to die. But if you have a purpose, the cancer will cure. One of the biggest scholars said, the worst thing is fighting my self-intention, because it's always flip. We're always seeking, and not only yourself, all of us, seeking attention for others. But we are not seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mercy. Then let's change our intention with every single thing we do. Every single act that you do, ask yourself a clear question. Why I am doing that? I am doing it for Allah, or I am doing it for the people. And remember, the only thing will wake you up, you will be by yourself in the grave. Whoever prays you today, he's not going to be with you in the grave. Whatever you earn today, if you are capable to drag it with you to the grave, then fight for it. But wallahi, everything we love, we cannot take it with us to the grave, except the love of Allah and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.